Hey there, it's April. Oh my gosh, we are on day 9 in the 100-day Trusting God experiment. If you're listening to this, I want you to listen to me very closely because I'm about to share something that I believe can really have an impact on you as well, as much as it's had an impact on me this week. So, I was in prayer this morning, like normal, seeking God after a couple of hours, and really exploring this journey that I'm on of finding out what it is, the bigger calling that God has me to do, that's calling me to do, it won't go away. Figuring out what that is, what's the work I'm here to do that I'm supposed to earn income from, in addition to the big calling I'm here to do. So I believe it was day 7, I discovered what the bigger calling was, right? So now it's like, okay, Lord, I got it. What is it? Is this the work that I'm here to do? What am I doing? Let me share with you what came up for me today. I've got my journal because I always pray and ask and then write down what I hear the Lord sharing with me. And this is not what I expected. This is about spiritual surgery. Let me explain hang with me, let me explain what I mean by that. So I was praying and I shared with the Lord. I said, what is it? I'm listening, Lord. What is it that you have to share with me today? I'm listening. And I heard the Lord's voice say, be still and know that I am God. And I just took a moment to just breathe that in. He said, rest in my presence. And of course, I just felt myself start to melt. The tension started to melt away. And then I said, I hear you, Lord. Is there anything else? He said, go in peace. So he's telling me to go in peace, be at peace. Be at peace with not knowing right now. Be at peace just being. And then this is where it starts to get deeper. I said, it just came up in my spirit, it flowed out of me, and I wrote down, I think I'm being taught with these moments spending with the Lord every morning, I think I'm being taught to no longer striving, pushing, driving, that kind of energy, but instead to be still. And then I wrote down stillness speaks. That came to mind. And then I wrote down, this came up too. It's like, we are not human doings, we're human beings. And I just took that in for a moment. And then what came to mind was, I'm not sure who said that, but it's like accessing the supernatural realm of God for direction. You are being carried by the flow of the current, not swimming against the current. My flow and ease is navigating life and your purpose. A letting go is taking place. Oh my gosh, y'all. The Lord's telling me a letting go is taking place. It's a loosening of the ego to being spirit-led. That's what's taking place. It's a shedding of the old way of being to a new way of being. And what's really going on in this experience, this time with the Lord every morning, spiritual growth and spiritual maturity on a new level is what's been taking place. All right, this is the big part. All right, hang with me. I kept seeing a vision of a butterfly. It's come up 3 times. All right, and if you're watching this, if you have a recurring thought or something that you keep seeing or something you keep hearing a similar word or similar message coming to you, if it comes up more than once, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, if it comes up 3 times, pay attention. The Lord's trying to get a message to you. So I kept seeing a vision of a butterfly. It's come up 3 times now. The first few times I just dismissed it. I thought, oh yeah, that's kind of overused, right? People use that a lot. And I saw a butterfly in a cocoon going through a metamorphosis and dissolving the old body in the cocoon and emerging with a beautiful new body and beautiful wings. And I wrote down, this is spiritual surgery. That's what I've been going through. I didn't even know it. I did not even start doing this 100 days to trusting God experiment for any of that. But I believe what's been going on is that as I'm spending time with the Lord in the morning, He's been doing spiritual surgery on me. It's like I'm like a butterfly in the cocoon phase, which is in the chrysalis, and that's where the old body of the worm, right, that caterpillar, completely dissolves and turns to mush. It's going through a metamorphosis, and I think that's what's really going on. And it's like I've just been reduced down in these moments in the morning with the Lord to just dissolving this old part of me, this old way of being. And He said very clearly, it's spiritual surgery. So I think there's some sort of a healing that's taking place as I'm spending time with the Lord in the mornings. And can I just say this? I had no idea that this is really what I'm going through. Like, this is new to me. It really took my breath away. If you're watching this, I believe if you're drawn to this message, I believe you may be going through your own spiritual surgery, or you're either in the midst of it, coming out of it, or about to start it. God wants to do spiritual surgery on you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be drawn to this video. You wouldn't even be drawn to even watch it. There's an inner transformation taking place, and I can tell you, for me, I just took some extra notes. Part of that transition is, I believe that I'm learning to fully trust because of some wounding experiences and trauma from my very early in my life. I've had a hard time fully trusting. I've also had a hard time with intimacy. And what I mean by that is intimacy, like fully allowing people fully in. I see it with my close relationships, even with my husband and my children. And I wasn't even aware I was even doing that or holding back in any way. But it's starting to come into my awareness now. But I believe God's teaching me how to fully trust and rely on Him instead of just being self-reliant and hustling and striving and driving and trying to use just my willpower to make things happen by myself. He's teaching me how to dissolve that old way of being and just be still and know that He is God. That's the season I'm in right now. I also see very clearly that I think that's part of the transformation that I'm going through. Maybe if you're watching this, maybe you are too. But that is all I have for today. God's doing some spiritual surgery during those wee hours in the morning before daylight, when I'm spending time in prayer and worship and just being in the presence of God. That's what's going on. And I'm just now seeing that today. Anyway, thank you for taking your time to watch this and follow this journey. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. And in this season, I'm being called to do nothing. That is hard for me because in the past, as a high achiever and a doer, I've been doing an action taker my whole life. It's hard for me to even just be still and just be instead of do. So it's like, it's been kind of a rocky transition to even kind of get through that. But He's teaching me every day, moment by moment. I notice that I'm releasing more and more and softening more and more as I go through this metamorphosis stage. And That's all I have today. I'll see you soon. Bye.